Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Now today we are going to be making an updated version of a video I made pretty much a while back. Now that video did really well on the channel. It was probably one of my first Fortnite videos to actually blow up, and it is how to actually increase your KD. Now you guys seem to love the tips, and I think that was like season 5, something like that. So it's been a long time and there are definitely more tips around now. I mean, there wasn't even creative or anything like that back then, but people still find that video useful today, so I will leave it in the description because there will be some tips in that actually are helpful and will help you improve your KD. But this is just an updated version. I'm going to try and keep it as quick as possible so that I don't waste you guys' time. But currently in the item shop there's a lot of things, guys, so if you're going to buy anything, make sure you do use code YT-Unstoppable at checkout. Simply click that in the bottom right and then put the code in. Just helps me as a creator, and there are definitely some things you are going to want to pick up. I mean, I've just picked up this World Warrior because it's probably only going to be selling once or twice. This probably will be a rare skin, so I would recommend picking that up. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the item shop. Not only that, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, drop a like down below, and let's jump straight into it. So tip number 1, if you do want to improve your KD, guys, it's really simple. It's not that hard to do. Now my KD is like a 2.5 or something, so it's nothing special. Obviously this is season 9 leading into season 10, so all these tips will actually help you improve. But simply, guys, if you're going for KD, you're going to want to play solos or duos. Now you can play squads if you've got a decent squad, but make sure you're playing game modes where your teammates are decent enough. But before we do that, the first tip is definitely go into creative, and simply what you want to do is just warm up. Now a lot of people underestimate warm up. Warm up is probably one of the highest chances of actually increasing your KD, and there is pretty much a good reason for this, and that's simply if you warm up and you go into your first game, such an advantage than actually going straight into that first game, simply because you warmed up, you know what you're doing, your builds are pretty much spot on. So what I normally do, guys, is I simply just go in creative just for 10 minutes, something like that, warm up before I go into my first game. Now your first game is actually a lot, guys. It is important. There is a lot of ways you can do it, like there's a 1v1, that sort of thing, but for the purpose of the video, and it will help, I'm just going to jump simply into Pleasant and show you what to do. And also this will lead me on to some tips later on, so I can do it all in creative. Now guys, let's try and get 20 likes on today's video. If you could get that, I would appreciate it a lot. Now the reason for creative is because you've got your unlimited builds, that sort of thing. But just practice 90 make sure you're warmed up. You can even do edit courses, anything like that. Pretty much anything creative, guys, is a great way to actually increase your KD. Simply because you warmed up, and that first game you do play, if you do better, then you are going to be doing better later on, and that's pretty much proven. If you go into your first game, first couple of games, you're not warmed up, you're dying constantly, then it is going to be an issue, guys, clearly, because it puts you in a bad mindset. And obviously if you're in a better mindset, you're going to be playing a lot better, you're going to be making less mistakes and actually getting more kills. That's the main reason why I just warm up for 10 minutes. Trust me, try it out, let me know, guys, if it does help. I've tried this out with my friends, and as you can tell, this is my first game on today, and my builds are pretty much terrible, guys. I have just changed sensitivity, so that is kind of why. I'm still trying to get used to it. But as you can tell, I'm making rookie mistakes because I've just got online. And obviously, well, it's okay because we're in creative, so we can pretty much nail this before we go into our first game. Now, one of the main reasons why you want to do this is simply because it is a lot better and it will improve you. But let me know if that tip works for you. Make sure you do warm up. Now, the next tip is actually going to be your landing spots. Now, these have changed since the first video I made. You pretty much your high kill landing spots. Now, this is for good players, guys. So if you are a good player and you're trying to increase your KD, I'd recommend if you're a 2.5 KD and above, guys, this is where you're going to want to either land. Now, Salty is a heavy landing spot. There's going to be a lot of people there. Pleasant is a good spot. Mega Mall and Paradise. Now, Tilted, it used to be really good. However, there's not that many people anymore. So this is for the good players. Land at Salty, Paradise, Mega Mall or Pleasant if you are going for them high kill games and increasing your KD quickly. However, most people watching this video won't be that good and are looking to actually increase your KD. So guys, the landing spots that I recommend for you, this is where I land pretty much all the time, especially in competitive, anything like that. Your main one is going to be Snobby Shores. Now the reason for Snobby Shores, guys, there's not that many enemies that actually go there. You're probably going to come up against another team, something like that. So it's really easy to kill them. Make sure you land at the houses. I recommend these back two ones, this on the left side. That's where I land, usually decent loot. Not only that, the reason why we land Snobby is because there's all that loot. And it's so close together, and that is the main reason why we go there, because the loot pool is close, so you can get a decent loadout. And then if you're going for KD, once you've got your loot, you want to head on over to Neo Tilted and just simply scout out that area. This is going to be a main hotspot, guys. You're going to come up against a lot of people over here, because a lot of people coming from Pleasant, and then a lot of people coming from Polar, and the circle's usually around about here. So then once you've been tilted, located that, you're going to want to head on over to Salty, and there is going to be more kills, and simply follow the circle that sort of way. Now, Laser Lagoon is our second spot for average players where to land. Now, the reason for Laser is because, yet again, the loot is okay. It's not as good as Snobby, and this spot is definitely not as good. I recommend landing Fidget Spinner, then heading down to the boat, and then the houses. Obviously, if there's no teams there, you can get pretty much all the loot. However, if there is a team there, land there, fly down, go to the opposites. If they've gone boat, go houses, loot up, and then just kill them. Make sure if you are in a team, you are fighting together. Don't split up. And that is another tip, guys. You can't split up when actually fighting, especially in duos or anything like that. If you split away from your team, you're gonna die. And that's not what you want to do, guys. You simply want to just actually get the kills together. And it doesn't matter if your teammate's taking the kills. I recommend playing solos, to be honest, guys. If you are going to increase your KD, play solos. Trust me, it's a lot easier. There's not as much pressure. And obviously, there's no blame then. Because what a lot of people do is the teammate dies and they blame it on them. So I recommend playing solos just because it's easier, and it will actually help your KD improve. Now, this is an advanced tip, guys. If you do want to improve your KD, now it may sound stupid, but guys, if you do want to improve your KD, the next tip is going to be play Arena. Now you might be thinking, why would I play Arena? Now, pretty much you want to play Arena because it's a lot harder. Now, you will actually go down in KD if you play Arena. That's just guaranteed, unless you're a really good player. However, by playing Arena, guys, you're simply getting so much experience in actually gunfights, that sort of thing, building. That is where your competition is going to be at. And not only that, you're playing against people at similar levels to you. Now, the main reason for this is simply because once you... Pretty much if you played Arena for a week straight and then jumped into solos, I can guarantee your KD would go up, simply because you've had that practice against higher end people and then you're coming up against lower end. Now, not only this, Arena is a great way for console players, anything like that, and that's simply because it is cross-platform Arena. So pretty much console players are going to be coming up against PC players. Now, obviously, some console players are better than PC, but the majority of PC players are going to be better. So for console players, you're going to have to pretty much outsmart a lot of people. Now, it's a really good way to improve, but not only that, if you are playing Arena on PC, it's going to improve you anyway. So that is my next tip. Play Arena for a week, your KD will drop, but then once you actually do, go into a normal game and then play solos for a week. you'll be getting so many more kills. I've tested this way multiple times with different people, different skill levels, and they've all told me the same result. It's actually worked, and they have gone up KD. Now guys, one thing I do want to suggest is KD is not going to go up quick. It's going to take a lot of games, especially if you have a negative KD currently and you've been playing for at least 2 years or since the game come out. It will take a long time to get that KD up. But guys, your best bet, simply because Season 10 is around the corner, is to simply play Arena until Season 10, and then once Season 10 comes out you can get your KD up with the new season. Now, the next tip is simply learn your builds. Now, I see a lot of people moaning about KD, but the building is just not up to standard. Now, if you don't build, you're going to get hammered every single time, guys. So, pretty much, you're going to want to learn to do these 90s. You're going to want to learn to edit really quick. Just simple things like that can save you. And not a lot of people are doing it. So the main way to actually improve your building, in my opinion, is to do 1v1s. Now 1v1 maps are really easy. You can just simply get one of your friends in to play, or if not, there is Discords, there's Twitters out there that actually do 1v1s, and people are wanting to 1v1 pretty much all the time, guys. And you can get a 1v1 really easy, but it improves your game so much. And by learning how to build, obviously I've just messed up then, but that's simply because it's my first game on, and like I said, that warm-up, if I would have done that in a real game, I would have died and my KD would have gone down. But as you can tell, just practice a little bit. Now these tips are pretty simple, but like I said, these are ones that are updated for the new seasons. Now if you do want to know more tips, guys, check out the previous video I made a couple seasons back. It's really detailed and it will actually help you. Now another tip that I see a lot of pro players using and pretty much the casuals aren't using is when they're in a 1v1 gunfight. Now my friend actually did tell me about this and said that I was doing it, and I just do it by habit now, guys. But my friend, he was jumping while shooting. Now you can get away with doing this, sometimes it is effective. But this is one of my main tips and not a lot of people actually touch up on, guys. Now if you are one of them people, say you have a shotgun and you're jumping, you're shooting like that, look at the bloom in the middle, it's all over the place. Whereas what I do, instead of jumping, guys, crouch like that. Simple crouch is so effective in this game, and I can guarantee that will increase your wins actually as a gunfight. So this is me, say if I'm shooting that wall while jumping, look at my bloom, it's all over the place. However, if I just crouch, just keep crouching, it's so much easier to actually land your hits. Now that is a tip that not a lot of people know about. Obviously people know if you crouch and stand still, goes like that, you've got your higher reticle, it's a lot easier to hit. But when people are shotgun battling, a lot of people are jumping. Now don't forget, guys, don't always crouch. Make it unpredictable for your opponent. So just start crouching, next minute jump, anything like that. Catch your opponent off guard. Now this leads me on to the next point. You are going to have to outsmart your opponent. Now this can be very hard, guys, and there's so many ways to actually outsmart your opponent. Sometimes the best bet is just turtle yourself in like that. Now with turtling, say if the guy comes over this side, you can simply open the window and just simply do that, or build your little access. There's so many ways to outsmart your opponent. You can trick him by editing, refreshing, that sort of thing. Not only that, there is other videos on my channel on how to outsmart opponents by editing, that sort of thing, doing 90s. If you need any tips and tricks, guys, just check out my recent videos. There's quite a lot of good ones out there that are really helping other people. But this is pretty much going to wrap up the video. I've talked a little bit in detail. Obviously I could have gone into a full guide, however you guys don't seem to like them sort of videos where I go into a full detail and explain it really well. But if you want me to make another version on this where I do go into full detail, let me know. Like I said, there is already a video out there on my channel, which I will leave in the end screen and at the description on how to increase your KD. This was just a little touch up for Season 10 and Season 9 as it is coming to an end. But guys, try out them tips, let me know if they do work, and as always guys, I'll catch you in the next one.